Countries that do not have native snake populations. New Zealand is a country that is free of snakes. The country's isolation and strict biosecurity measures have prevented snakes from colonizing New Zealand. Snakes are also prohibited from being kept as pets here too. But the importation of these animals into New Zealand for wildlife parks and zoos is allowed. But it is subject to rigorous scrutiny and is limited to species that can be safely contained and managed in a controlled environment. Iceland is another country without native snake populations. Its cold climate and geographical isolation has prevented them from establishing themselves there. Although Hawaii is part of the United States, it's an isolated island chain where there are no native snake species. But a small number of non-native snake species have been found on the islands. This is due to being stowaways on ships. They manage to get on the islands as invasive species and are actively sought after and killed. Greenland is a large island in the Arctic region and does not have native snake populations because of its harsh Arctic climate. The Faroe Islands is also free of native snake populations, due to its North Atlantic climate and geographical isolation. But like some of the other snake-free countries, the exotic pet trade exists, and does allow these into the country. There are ongoing efforts to prevent and control these snake populations on the islands. During the last ice age, the island of Ireland was covered in glaciers, and as a result, it had no native reptiles or snakes. As the ice melted and the climate became milder, reptiles and snakes did not recolonize the island. This was due to its isolation and lack of land bridges connecting it to the European continent. So even though snakes can be found on every continent except Antarctica, there are some countries and isolated regions where snakes are not indigenous. For more facts about animals, click on the subscribe button.